Oh my god. Oh wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. They're seriously doing this now. Oh my god. Yo, what's up, good people? Sean's here, and this morning, literally just a couple of minutes ago, we got an update from Konami. There was a big patch this morning, changing some version update, and lo and behold, they've also announced when we're going to be getting a new selection pack and a new structure deck. This is really, really shocking to me, really surprising to me, because I wasn't expecting us to get these cards until at least the end of the 40 days. I thought, let's just go down the list and talk about how what I thought. So, we got Beyond Speed and Ruler's Mask last month, and Beyond Speed and Ruler's Mask are gave us cards which apply to the set. Sorry, let me switch over to PS5. So they gave us cards which apply to the set of Burst of Destiny. I'm going to switch over to Chrome. Let me get to studio mode. Sorry, this literally just happened. Like. I can't believe Konami is doing this right now. This is insane. I wasn't expecting this to happen for weeks to come. Let's see, window capture, and we're going to switch that over to Chrome. Okie dokie. And then we're going to go over to him. Okay, yep, and then we're going to switch it over. So, we got Beyond Speed and Ruler's Mask. Now, the cards that were highlighted in Beyond Speed and Ruler's Mask were from this set here, Dawn of Majesty. Is that being captured? Let's see. OBS, you want to be nice today? That would be helpful if you could. 1 second. Oh, got to turn it on. That might be helpful. Okay, there we go. So, here we are. So, Dawn of Majesty. That was the biggest set of the time. It's a main set. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is divided into main core sets, and then you've got like subsets which have a lower card pool and you get less cards in them, but they are like the middle ground. So you get like a big set, and then 3 months down the line you get a small 1 month later you get a small set, and then you maybe get a structure deck 2 months, and then every 3 months you get a big set. So we got Dawn of Majesty, and Dawn of Majesty had your cards such as your Stardust. You had you introduced the Spear, the Magic Key, the Gunkan. So all the stuff that we got in Beyond Speed and Ruler's Mask came from this set. So I really wasn't expecting to get another big set come out so soon to Master Duel. I thought, okay, they're going to spread this out like they do in the TCG and the OCG. It'll be maybe after the 30 days are done, or maybe in the next big set. But no, we're doing this just next week. Next week we are getting the brand new set, and oh my god, this is going to change the game. I cannot express how crazy this new set of cards is going to be. It completely modified the OCG, it completely modified the TCG, and we are going into a brand new era of Yu-Gi-Oh! In Master Duel, which is really exciting. So let's have a look at the notification and highlight what cards there are. So we're getting a brand new selection pack, and the next selection pack is going to be called Refined Blade. It is going to bring in the Swordsoul archetype along with the P.U.N.K archetype, which is really interesting. Interesting that they decided to have these both be in the same selection pack. Let me show you what I mean by why it's a little bit odd to me. So, Swordsoul in Dawn of Majesty, we did get one Swordsoul monster. We got Iris. I'm not going to bother pull it up, but Iris Swordsoul came, and we've already got it in the game. Now, P.U.N.K came in the next mini set, which was Grand Creators, and that's when that was introduced, along with Exorcista and the Adventurer tokens. Now, but Burst of Destiny is where we got our main Swordsoul cards, which introduced this to the into the TCG and the OCG, and then also the brand new card of Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. So they've kind of taken a little bit of both. They've taken some cards from the Grand Creators and some cards from Burst of Destiny, which is a very unique way of doing so. It's interesting to me in the fact that I wonder if we're going to be getting Fluwanda, because this is a deck I've really been wanting to play, and I've been saving up to play this deck because it's a good anti-meta deck. But yeah, no, we're getting some stuff from Burst of Destiny and Dawn of Majesty in what is literally 3 days time. That's crazy. Will it be full Swordsoul? I don't know. I don't know whether it will have everything. I'm gonna guess it will, because it wouldn't make sense to me if they really kept splitting it up, because we're doing this in selection packs in Master Duel. But we will see what the full card is. But it has shown us some of the cards that they're highlighting out. And so I'm going to switch over back to Master Duel, and let's have a look. So, additional packs: Refined Blade, slay your opponents with the Synchro Summoning Swordsoul archetype, or command both Synchro and Fusion Summoning in one deck with the P.U.N.K archetype. Both are new and available now. Destiny Hero and Despair monsters aren't all that's new and exciting. Be sure to keep an eye out for the fresh fusion monsters and other monsters that will strengthen other archetypes like Drytron and Usarctic. Now, this is insane. Despair is going to be getting new support, which is awesome. Destiny Heroes is going to be getting new support, which is insane. And so here are some recommended cards as special picks. So Chen Yang is going to be in the game. I want to show you the picture and read it from there rather than doing it from just the text. So let me get the picture up on Chrome, and then you guys can have a full look at what this card looks like. And this card is an incredible card. So we have, switch over to Chrome. We have Chen Yang is going to be here. So Chen Yang is the boss monster of Swordsoul. 1 tuner plus 1 non-tuner, level 10, just like Baron de Fleur. For each banished card, this card gains 100 and attack defense, and monsters your opponent controls lose 100 and attack or defense. If this card will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead. If a card is banished except for during the damage step, you can banish 1 card from both your opponent's field and graveyard. Woo! Woo! Non-targeted banishing removal from the field and the graveyard. Holy shit. Holy crap. That is an insane effect. Sword Souls are very, very good, and they're very, very powerful. What's unique or interesting here is they didn't give us a text in Master Duel. They're just giving a description of the card, so I'm going to read the description as well. A level 10 worm type synchro monster that serves as the ace card for the new Swordsoul archetype. Its attack and defense are both high at 3000 even in its original state, but they will be increased even further if your deck or your opponent's deck utilizes banished cards. It also reduces the attack and defense of your opponent's monsters, making it a serious force to contend with. If it would be destroyed by an effect, you can keep it on the field by banishing a card from your graveyard, so it's tenacious to boot. Chen Yang is an incredible card, but that is not the main highlight of the set. The main highlight of the set, and the card that's probably going to warp everyone's deck and the entire meta, is of course Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. We're finally getting him. We're finally getting DPE. Holy crap. So DPE, if you don't know, is such an incredible boss monster because it's a very, very splashable engine that can go into so many decks. All you need are 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, Destiny Hero Dasher, and Destiny Hero Celestial, and you're ready to go with Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. You might also want to have cards like Predaplant, Verte, and Anaconda to help you out with that. But what makes DPE so good? Well, it's just so easy to summon. Monsters, first of all, if you're gonna consider why DP is so good, you should understand why Fusion Destiny is so good. So let me just point that out. So Fusion Destiny says, fusion 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions a D hero monster as a material, using monsters from your hand or deck as fusion material. You can summon them without having to have the materials in your hand. You could just do it from your deck, and you could do that on your first turn. Can be negated by Ash Blossom. That's why Ash Blossom is going to continue to be one of the best cards in the game. But the fact that this is so easy to activate is what makes it good. Now, in the TCG, recently in the Master Duel ban list, this was semi-limited to 2. So it might be a little less consistent, but it's still going to be really, really good. I promise you that. But destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except Dark Hero monsters. You can only activate 1 Fusion Destiny per turn. Now, by the way this card is written, because it says for the rest of this turn and not during this turn, it means that you can do Fusion Destiny at the end of your turn and not have to worry about the restriction to being locked into Dark Hero monsters. So you could do your board, do your combo, play through your opponent's interruption, and then at the end of it, using Destiny, drop it down, and then your opponent has to deal with an incredible boss monster at the end of your turn. But why is DPE so good? Well, it says monsters your opponent controls losing 200 attack and defense for each hero card in your graveyard. So they will lose 400 attack because you have 2 Destiny hero monsters in your graveyard. You can only activate each of the following effects of DPE once per turn. Quick effect. You can destroy both one card you control and one card on the field. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can activate this effect. Special summon one Destiny hero monster from your graveyard during the standby phase of the next turn. It is incredibly versatile, this card. This card combos with so many cards, and having a quick effect pop that is basically Break Sword is really, really good. And it's so splashable. This card helps out so many decks. A deck that really, really benefits from this card is Sky Striker. They really like DPE. I'm going to read out what it says in Master Duel as well about how crazy this card is. Let's switch over back to Master Duel. Ultra rare Destiny hero of Phoenix Enforcer. It has a powerful effect to destroy 2 cards in the field, including one of your own. This effect can be used not only on your turn, but also on your opponent's. So make sure you have a card on your field that you can destroy. Also, if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can choose to special summon a Destiny hero monster from your graveyard in the standby phase of your next turn. Depending on the situation, you can special summon this card from your graveyard as well. In addition, if your deck employs many hero cards, you can shoot for an effect that significantly reduces the attack of your opponent's monsters. So it's really, really good. And then you've got other cards like P.U.N.K, Amazing Dragon, Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, and Lord of Heavenly Prison. Let's have a look at those cards and talk about why those cards are pretty good. Some of them are hype, some of them are less effective, but we'll see. Let's go back to our list. Let's see. We'll start with P.U.N.K, Amazing Dragon. So find the list here. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% familiar with P.U.N.K. They've got a cool design, but I don't really know everything about them. I need to catch up on that. P.U.N.K, if this card is synchro summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number. I'm going to just move this out here just so I can keep track of chat. And you can target your cards your opponent controls up to the number of level 3 psychic monsters with different names you control and in your graveyard. Return them to the hand. You can target one P.U.N.K monster in your graveyard, except this card, special summon it. You can only use one P.U.N.K effect, Amazing Dragon effect per turn, and only once per turn. So this is their main boss monster. I'm going to be looking at these cards. I think if you're going to be chasing anything from this set, you're going to want the DPE and you're going to want Swordsoul. So this might be the lower rarity stuff, but I think you have some higher rarity stuff as well. But we'll have a look at what P.U.N.K does in the near future. And then we have Masquerade Dragon, which I'm not sure. I think that's in Burst of Destiny. So let's go back to Burst of Destiny. Masquerade, the Blazing Dragon. Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, Despair card, incredibly good card. It does 1 Despair monster plus 1 light or dark monster. While you control this fusion summon card, your opponent must pay 600 life points to activate cards or effects. Sure, little bit of burn or whatever there. If your opponent controls one of these types of monsters, while this card is in your graveyard, you can summon this card back to the field, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. The main advantage of this card is the fact that it takes 1 Despair monster plus 1 light or dark monster, which means it's very, very good with super polymerization. So it's very, very helpful for the Despair archetype. And if you're interested in playing Despair, you might want to pick it up. Plus, you're going to have DPE as well. So, holy crap. Yeah, lots of great support. And then the other main UR support here is going to be Lord of Heavenly Poison. Let's see if we can find that one. Lord of Heavenly Prison, sorry, not Poison. And this card says, during your main phase, you can activate this effect. This card, let me just check something. This card in your hand becomes revealed until the end of your opponent's turn. While this card is revealed by this effect, set cards on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. If a set spell or trap card is activated, except during the damage step, you can summon this card from your hand. If you activate this effect while this card was revealed, you can reveal and set one spell and trap card directly from your deck, but banish it during the end phase. What? Wow! Oh my god, that is insane. That is incredibly good support for back row decks. Wow, wow, wow. That is like trap trick plus protection. That is insane. So if you like playing back row decks, I definitely like playing control decks. This might be a good card for you to go and use. So, of course, you're going to want to play it with a deck that has synergy with this card's stats and whatnot. And but even just a 3k beta, it's still pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. You just reveal it, and then during your main phase, and then until the end of your opponent's next turn, they cannot Harpy Feather. Well, they can Harpy try to, but they're not going to be able to Lightning Storm you or Harpy Feather Duster. That's insane. That's really, really good. But that is not the only thing we're getting. That is just one pack. We're also getting another pack on the day. So going back over to Master Duel. So the first pack we're getting is going to be called Refined Blade, but the second one we're getting is called Fusion Potential. Get your hands on cards that are excellent for fusion summons and cards that aid them. And so this looks like they're basically supporting older archetypes that maybe you didn't get your hands on before. So these are cards that are already in the game: Empowered Kongoyo, Frightful Chimera, Ritual Beast card. It's just basically highlighting fusion monster cards. Now I'm wondering what type of pack this is, because this hasn't got a lot of value to me because it's cards that are already in the game. But if this is, say, something you can purchase with legacy tokens, that would be amazing, because I don't use my legacy tokens at all. And so yeah, it'll be good to have something for them. It might just be a selection pack though, so we'll find out more. But that's not it. There's still more, people. There's still more that we're getting to the game. We're also getting Cybernetic Successor, and this is the support for Cyberdark Dragons. So if you are a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX like I was, this is going to give you some support to the Cyberdark monsters. And this is based on a structure deck. What's fascinating, if you guys don't know, is when Master Rule 5 hit, Konami did a poll that said they don't know what structure decks they wanted to make. What do people want to see? And they left it up to the fans to vote what kind of decks they wanted to get support for, which is why we got things like Charmers as support and other Ice Barriers as support. And one that people really, really wanted was support for Cyberdarks. And so I'm going to show you the set and what that looks like over here. I hate Yugi fandom. Let's go to Yugipedia. Where's Yugipedia? There it is. It's such a cleaner website. And we got the structure deck here, and it has support for the Cyberdark archetype, which, if you don't know, is a mixture of monsters that are machine, but also cards in the graveyard that are dragon. It's all about using the power of dragons to power up machines. And it came with a couple of new cards, with Cyberdark and Dragon. Cybernetic Horizon is a new card, and then two of its new cards. Attachment this, Cyberdark Chimera, let's see, Cyber Eternal, Cyberdark Realm, Cyberdark Invasion. Yeah, so it just basically gave you a whole lot of support for the archetype. This was really, really cool. Cybernetic Horizon, send 2 dragon and or machine cyber monsters with different attributes to the graveyard, 1 each from your hand and deck. Add 1 dragon or machine cyber monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do, send 1 machine cyber fusion monster from your echelon to the graveyard. You can only do this once per turn. It's an incredible starter card for this archetype. Really, really helps it out quite a lot. And then they get support. Attachment Cybern's okay. And then you've got a couple of new Cyberdarks. Cyber Eternal lets you do a quick fusion summon. And then, yeah. So Cyberdarks get support, and they're getting love as well on May 9th in Master Duel. It's really, really cool. If you are a fan of that kind of archetype, definitely won't be meta or anything, but it's a fun thing to get a legacy support for an old deck like this for people who love those cards. Let's read out what it has here. From Cyber Dragons such as Cyber End Dragon to Cyberdark monsters such as Cyberdark Dragon, use fusion cards to wield enormous power. Recommended cards: in addition to Cyberdark End Dragon, Cybernetic Horizon, Cyber End Dragon, Rebirth Judgment, Fusion Deployment, and others will also be included. Then, if you're intimidated by the prospect of building your own deck from scratch, or you just want to dip your toes into the water, why not start here? And yeah, that's a really good idea, you know. Hopefully it's well built, and hopefully the cards that they have in here as support are very good value for money, so that people will want to build up their build up these decks and buy them. But yeah, no, I'm super excited for all these new cards to be in the game. Like I said, I didn't expect that we will be getting these so soon, so insane. What I want to do before we wrap up here, this was a video I was planning to make anyway, but I wasn't going to release it so soon. I thought I'll wait until after the main night ban list, but the main night ban list is going to come with this. I want to just say to people what kind of cards maybe you want to invest into if you're looking to build these decks in the near future. So it didn't mention that Floowandereeze will be coming to the game. This was in Burst of Destiny. It might be coming later down the line because it wasn't mentioned in text. It said it's going to have P.U.N.K and it's going to have Swordsoul, of course. But if, in case you are interested in building Floowandereeze, which is what I am, great anti-meta deck, then these are some of the cards that you're going to want to chase for. Staples to it are Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. Floowandereeze do not use their extra deck. What they like to use their extra deck for is to get to damage their opponent. So you might want to use Super Polymerization to break their opponent's board, or you might want to use a card like Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, where you can use the effect to get rid of a key card from their deck, extra deck, and your extra deck, such as using it to say get rid of a Tri-Brigade Shurik, for example, so your Tri-Brigade opponent cannot use them. It's very good as an anti-meta card. The main cards here, however, are Dimension Shifter. You pretty much always want to have this card. It's a hand trap that makes it so that if you have no cards in your graveyard until the end of the next turn, any cards sent to the graveyard will be banished instead. This card can just win you games outright, because a lot of decks cannot deal with having their cards banished, so that's really good. Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, very popular card used in Lyrillist, but is also really good here too. Wind-based Wing Beast Monster is actually, I think, searchable by the Floowandereeze cards, and makes it so that no one can special summon except wind monsters. So plus the banishing, plus the no special summon effect, you've got some really powerful floodgates here that can win you the game. Apex Avian, very good for this deck as well. I think it's also searchable and tribute summonable by the Floowandereeze effects. Then you've got Rise and the Mega Monarch is also really good. And then you've got things like Pot of Duality, Dark Ruler No More, Prosperity is good here, D-Fisher, Macrocosmos, even Harpy Feather Storm is really good to go and grab if you want to build Floowandereeze. But this might not be coming in the next set because it wasn't really mentioned. I'm just doing that because it came out in Burst of Destiny at the same time as Swordsoul. Now, the spear gets a lot more powerful in the future. It gets really strong. And so if you're looking to build the spear, as well as getting some of the newer cards that are going to be released, you definitely want to get your hands on these cards. These are definitely the main ones you see being used in meta to spear decks. So Tragedy is very good to pick up. Edge Imp Chain is very good because Edge Imp Chain works with Frightful Patchwork, and Frightful Patchwork allows you to add Edge Imp Chain and then also a Polymerization to your hand, and so you kind of want to play both of them. So this card is a very good starter for you. Of course, you need Fallen of Albaz. Great card, can fusion some monsters on both sides of the field into their bigger boss monsters. Aluba, the Jester of the Spear, you have to have this card. It is an amazing starter for the Spear archetype, and you can buy that right now. Drawmatoid is often played at 1 because it can revive a lot of your cards and bring them back. And then we have Albion, the Shrouded Dragon. Easy card to get, it's only a rare, so it's pretty cheap to pick up. And then you need also Branded Opening. I am wondering, I just want to check what the Spear cards are in Burst of Destiny. So I'm going to switch over back to Chrome, and I wondered if Branded in Red is coming out there, and yes it is. I'm going to switch back in a second, and yeah, Branded in Red. So Branded in Red is pretty much one of the best cards that they were missing from the last set, so hopefully that comes out in the new set. This card is incredibly good for the Spear archetype. Target one Despair monster or Fallen Albaz monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and you can apply the following effects. You get to do a fusion summon. So it recovers your resources, and it also allows you to do a fusion summon almost immediately. Now, what is great about this is that with Aluba, let me switch back to Master Duel. With Aluba, both this card and branded in white or branded opening are searchable. So you have a card that can, when normal summon or special summon, can then search out your another searcher, or it can then search out a recovery card for you to do a fusion summon. I need to use the bathroom real quick. Be right back. Ooh, early morning random stream. This was so not expected to happen today. I really did not think we'll be getting all this today. But yeah, just as I was saying, the spear is pretty much approaching full power now. It's getting most of its resources that it really needs to make it work come into the game. So the spear is going to be a very good card to pick up, and a very good archetype to pick up, especially because of branded in red. That really helps them out so much. And then they're just a very good fusion archetype overall. So if you're looking to invest into that, they are very good to get. Absolutely. And then the last thing, of course, is Swordsoul. If you are looking to build Swordsoul in the near future, I think a lot of people are going to want to build this deck. There are some really good cards you want to get your hand on. Most importantly are the Tenny engine. You want to get yourself Vessel of Dragon Cycle. You need 3 copies of this. Then you need to get 3 copies of Ashuna, 3 copies of Fish Shooter. Ghost Bell is often played along with Ghost Ogre, although those are meta picks really. So if the meta becomes really relevant for these, then you might want to pick these up. But they might do so. Feel free to get them. Dark Ruler No More is often played in Swordsoul and Infinite Impermanence. And then the most expensive part of Swordsoul is going to be the extra deck. And you're going to definitely need to get these cards in order to play this deck at full power. You're going to want Yahtzee, either of the Yang Zing. You're going to need 1 copy of that. You're going to want 1 copy of Baxia. You're going to want 1 copy of Draco Berserker of the Tenny. You're going to want a copy of Chao Feng. You're definitely going to want a copy of Baron de Fleur. And then you're going to need things like Monk of the Tenny, Twistron Halki Firebacks, Shaman is going to be needed, Auroradon is often played, and then you're going to need some of the new Swordsoul cards that are coming out to round out the extra deck. So you're going to want to go and grab these if you're looking to play that deck as well. It's going to be an expensive deck, but Swordsoul is going to be incredibly value for money if you want to invest into it. Now, the last thing really to mention in this video is I'll look up P.U.N.K. I don't really know P.U.N.K too well, but I'll look over it the next couple of days and I'll probably do some really good profiles. Or what I might do is, because I know most YouTubers are just going to do profiles, I might just try and just say, hey, rather than giving you my own profile, I will show you what has been successful in tournaments as profiles for these decks in the TCG and the OCG, to give people a rough idea on the different types of ways to play these decks. So I might do it that way instead. But I think with all the support that's coming out for fusion based decks, I think it's pretty much easy to assume that the next big festival we're going to have is going to be a fusion festival. I think that's pretty much going to make sense. So you may also want to prepare for that too. A couple other things you might want to do. You might want to still chase a couple of the cards in the current packs that are available. So I would recommend it from Beyond Speed. maybe you want to do a few pulls there because you definitely want to get a copy of Baron de Fleur. That's going to give you a lot of value for the near future. And the rest of it, unless you're really want to play them, you don't really need to. Just thinking if there's anything you really want to pick out here. No, it's just mostly Baron de Fleur that it really stands out to me as really good for the new meta. And then Ruler's Mask, we've got the Spear archetype. This has a lot of good value for you, so if you want to play the Spear, there's a lot of great cards in here that you might want to use. I believe Albion of the Branded Dragon, and both the Spear and Quartis, whatever you pronounce it. That is also a really good card for the Spear. And then they do use some Dogmatica stuff here, and there's new versions of Ecclesia and stuff that they use that are going to come in the future. But yeah, exciting times, crazy times. I can't believe we are doing this now. This is insane, absolutely insane that we're getting this next week, and it's really exciting. I think season 5 is going to be the best season of Master Duel, period, because the new cards here, and oh yeah, they updated the UI. This looks really nice now, the way they've changed this, and they updated a couple of other quality of life things. So yeah, no, this is incredible. Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, oh, that's another thing. Also, if you want Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, the package is really cheap to get. Let's see, do a brand new one. Destiny Hero. All you really need in order to make this engine work is you just want Fusion Destiny. That's a rare card. It's going to be semi-limited, so you only need to make 2. And then you just want a Dasher, and you want a Destiny Hero Celestial. Where is Celestial? I pretty much already have it crafted, don't I? There he is, Celestial. This is enough. And then you just need your DPE, and you've got your package ready to go. And then you can play this pretty much in many different decks. It's very good. And these 2 cards are great also when they're in the graveyard. They can give you extra draws and stuff, or give you an extra tribute summon. So they're really good. So yeah. Great stuff. Really exciting times, and I am really looking forward to the brand new sets. What do you guys think? Are you excited also to be playing the brand new archetypes? The Spear, Swordsoul, Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer. What do you think about the new stuff coming out and that has been announced? It is early in the morning here for me, so I actually have to get to work. So I'm going to take it off there, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.